Hello, it's Cris Duncan with Find Your Focus Photographic Education, and today I was going to show you my clean shot method. I've done another video on the clean shot. Basically, a clean shot is where you use a tripod and you photograph a subject with your lights in the scene where you can see them, and then you remove them and you blend those together. This is kind of a clean shot on steroids. Other photographers call this painting with light. It's really both. Just kind of want to flip through what we did here. This is my image. You can see in my layers palette all of these different masks. This is what we're ending up with before I go into some final finishing techniques, but I just wanted to give you a run through of what I photographed here. So I'm going to start with this beginning layer here, which was just some ambient light. I then put a light in for the pipes and the back of the organ, turn those on. And then I did two sides. So if I turn those off and on, you can see those subtle changes of lighting the pipes. I'll disable this mask so you can see where my light was right here off on the side. Let me turn that back on. Then I had my model in there, Kate. Let me disable this mask so you can see how I lit that. So this is how I lit Kate. And by using an invert layer mask, I was able just to mask her in right here, and you can see if I outline the mask what I painted in from that. The great thing with this, and in Photoshop I can select this layer mask and go to here, and I can bring down my mask density, and not my opacity, my mask density. It's a little different, and I can see if there's other areas I want to paint in. So I'm going to bring that 100%. And so I think I just saw something I'd like to add. So I'm going to get a white brush, make that a little smaller, let's zoom in here. And I saw the little nice highlight along this thing right here, and I'm just going to paint that highlight in. I noticed that when I lowered that density. And I had a little bit of highlight here that I can paint back in along this music stand. Okay, so now I've got a little more definition in there that I'm really happy with. And probably on that piano hinge there. It's coming in from that backlight. So now if I disable the laser, yes, see how I got that light back in there? And I'm going to hit this bottom edge right here of this piano to show this reveal, because that light was hitting that. And so this is what you call painting with light. It's just a series of clean shots using a tripod, knowing which areas you want to light, then layer them together, aligning those layers, and then just taking some time to masking through what you want to reveal and what you don't want to show. So I'm liking that. It brightened up our music a little bit. So that's working really well. Okay, let's move on. I'll zoom back out so you can see the entire image. I put a light under the lid. It was dark right there, so you can see light coming from inside the piano. Piano right side and on the floor. I'll disable this so you can see where that light was on that, off here and to the right. I did a backlight on that bench and some of the legs of the piano. Look at that. Look at that bright up the edge of the piano. And those keys and all those nice areas there. Turn on that mask so you can see. Just have a light right there. And by using brush opacities and layer densities and stuff, you can really fine-tune how bright you want that and how dim you want it just by brushing. Oh, brushed on the wrong thing. That's my bad. Just by brushing in those areas, you can change the brightness of those lights nice and have lots of control. So I want to hit those keys a little bit more. I can do that. At the front of the piano, right there, it's a very subtle change. Another front edge of the piano, right in there. Show that curve. This is the lip, the top lip of the piano. And then a little more from a different backlight position. So, starting with here, knowing the concept I wanted, we were able to add light, a series of clean shots, and create a nice image that I would have taken so many lights, so many flags, and barn doors, and lots of different things to pull this off. But I just used the tools I had in Photoshop and was able to put it together seamlessly and give something for my client that's unique, that I'm hoping she wouldn't have got elsewhere. And I'm happy with this image, and now I'm going to take it into Viveza and do some other finishing techniques on it and really finish this image off. So once again, this is Cris Duncan with Find Your Focus Photographic Education. Thank you so much for watching, and happy creating.